Welcome back, everybody, to the iRacing AI JKR Formula 3, I don't know what to call this series, championship. So, today, race number 5 at Spa-Francorchamps. If you haven't watched the previous races in this series, most notably the most recent one at Watkins Glen, make sure you go do that to kind of set the stage for where we are today. And if you want more of a backstory, be sure to go back and watch the Formula E, Spec Racer Ford, and Mazda Cup seasons that came before this. Today, race number 5 of 6 at Spa. I already talked about the fact that Okayama was supposed to be in this next slot and had to be canceled due to COVID-19 travel, unfortunately. So we are going to jump right ahead here to Spa, and then next up will be Nürburgring Grand Prix to crown the series champion. Speaking of series championships, Ian Zoodle and Michael Hinkle are the two that we have to keep an eye on. They are each 6 points behind in the championship at the previous race in Watkins Glen. So keep that in the back of your mind. If you have any issues with my mic, those of you that know me well, it's something I enjoy, and that's all I can do about it at the moment, unfortunately, though. So we're going to have to roll with it and hope it's not too much of an issue. So we'll get rolling here. As we pull out pit road, I'll just say if you enjoy this video or this type of thing, please drop a like and a subscription so you don't miss any of the races from this series, future series, or else I may post in the meantime. So I really appreciate all you that stop by and watch these. Thank you so much for the support, and I hope you enjoyed today's race. As usual, one lap of qualifying, which is actually quite a long lap here around Spa. The new Spa track limits definitely make it a little bit more enjoyable of a track, though. And then after that long qualifying lap, we'll have a 20-minute race. So around here, I expect laps around 3 minutes. I'm not exactly sure if that's realistic or not. I don't know off the top of my head. We're going to say 3 minutes, probably a little less than that, though. Probably be more like 2:45 or so, I would assume. Just because we're going to bin it there in queue. Luckily, just on the out lap. So it'll hinder our Q lap just a little bit. We should get going, no problem there, as I wheel spin the shit out of this thing. Anyways, as I was saying, 20-minute race, probably only about 7 to 8 laps there, so careful of that, and be careful, obviously, of cold tires spinning out through chicanes. So new Spa, a lot more enjoyable. You can use a lot more curve and a lot more of the racetrack. This car, as we saw previously at Watkins Glen, both in turn 1 and exiting the carousel, you don't really want to use big curves in this car. You can high center the thing fairly easily and get yourself kind of stuck, or at least in an inconvenient position. The wheels briefly on the ground. So we're going to try to avoid some of these big curves that you see on corner exits here today, and focus again on just running nice, consistent laps, hopefully, and somewhere near the front. This is going to be a big draft track down the Kemmel Straight, so we'll try to do our best there. Blanchimont as well. It's going to be a critical corner, so we just push completely wide. Literally terrible. So obviously I need to back up my corners a little bit. Cold tires suck. So our first real struggles here are starting early. I don't really expect a lot out of this. I have some experience again here at Spa, like Sebring, and like Sebring it didn't go very well. So yeah, it's kind of hit or miss. So I guess we're kind of see how this plays out, and hope for the best, and hope we can kind of have a nice solid finish, and that's all we can really ask for. We don't want to try to do too much here. We just gotta kind of race and move on to the next, and hope that our low downforce can help us out a little bit when we need it most. So gonna be a big track here for big toes. It's gonna be the key here for us. Be able to put these nice laps together, or at least a nice lap together, and start towards the front and hope for some separation. And if we do get past it, the draft will kind of help us out a little bit where we can. So definitely gonna have to focus on being good up here through Radion and Eau Rouge, and then obviously on to the back straightaway through Blanchimont. All that's going to be very critical. Blanchimont shouldn't be too bad as long as we have a little clean air. We'll test it on this lap. Obviously didn't get a good read of that last time around, but we'll see how it plays out. Trying to spin the car out here on transition this time, avoid the curve. No problem. Little lift there again through these cold tires. We're going to use that curve I just talked about not using. It's fine. Nice and smooth. Again, we don't need to be on the pole here or anything. The big toe that you get around here is sufficient if you can kind of survive the first couple of corners and a little source hairpin at the start. But obviously towards the front if we can. So just a decent lap will do for us here today. Not going to use the entire racetrack here. exit curve as well. Just get out near and sniff it. Much better line through here than previous times. A little bit of exit curve, too terribly much. Downshift here, try to keep it a little tighter. Avoid some of that exit curve again there as well, even though it's fair game. And the car kind of on line down here, back straightaway. Line of least resistance. Been an okay lap, I don't think it's pole quality. Based on what I've seen from some of their pole laps, definitely one of the weaker tracks on the schedule, but hopefully we can kind of just survive. We don't need to be superstar special or anything here, just good enough. So, like I said previously, with our point situation, the top 3 in each of these races will do it for us. So, come to the line to finish our lap, 2:16.5. We're actually way under 2 minutes. I don't know why I thought it was going to be such a long lap. Pontiac does 3 minutes around here, Mustang 40, and obviously this thing is very capable in the corner, so we're actually going to be a bull up there, 7.5. But of course, our 2 main championship rivals are going to be second and third, about a second and a half behind us, and well clear of the rest of the pack. So, going to be a game of chicken, I guess, up here through the first couple of corners and up the hill. Stream appears to be working correctly, so let's get it on. Not a lot of time here, the short pace lap to warm these tires up, so. Going to be a little bit nuts for the first chunk. We just got to make sure we don't bin it at the top of Radion there, so that would be ideal. We've only had to do the 1 reset because of the calamity that came at Sebring. So we've been very clean for the most part lately. Let's uncheck the tires here and fuel before we get rolling. The pink mobile, I guess that's pink for Michael there, interesting color scheme. We've talked about the points flip situation, so ignore all that. All you gotta know is we're 6 points up on each of these guys coming into this race, so keep that in the back of your mind as you're watching. Again, not gonna be a lot of laps here, so we'll probably try, if we can get some good space, to do the Justin shuts up and lets you ride along thing for lap 2, if we can, if we get some good gaps. But we'll see if we're allowed that privilege here today. We've had some races like Road Atlanta where that wasn't possible, so see what we got here. Hopefully we can take a nice run through the final chicane and come on the straightaway and grab the lead. So floor it there, get a nice jump, perfectly legal. Green flag comes out, almost ran over the grass there. That would have been pretty silly. And here we go. We actually did get a nice gap there the first time, and I'm gonna spin it out immediately. We're gonna restart. I just want to back up and make them have to be screwy there. Not a huge deal having the reset here. I just binned it myself, but not a huge deal because of the short pace lap. You only got, a little bit of a run here to the thing. So just a mistake by me. I got too eager about the fact that we got a nice start, but at least now we know we can get a nice start. So keep that in mind, and we'll try not to bin La Source this time. So ready to rock and roll, start again. That was just a practice start. You see the V8 Supercar guys do practice starts all the time. So here we go. Again, same deal. We'll try to get a little bit of tire heat if we can here. Not too concerned about it if we can get a nice run up through down the Kemmel straight through Radion and Rouge. That'll be what's most important. Then the rest of the lap, we'll just kind of take it a little easier and get tires warmed up that way. But it's really the first time through La Source and Radion and up the entry to Rouge and the exit at Radion is where we're really concerned about cold tires. But in these cars, it's a little less important with all the downforce. You just got to tiptoe a little bit, make sure you don't turn the steering wheel too much. But if you avoid the curb, it should be okay. You're going to hang back a little bit further here, make them slow down, hopefully. Should be good to go. Again, similar start there. Good run off the final corner. Similar as well, about 0.8 of a second. So looking good, nice there. Beat in the throttle, a little bit of a snap, but all good. I think Michael might have to go defensive there. He lost almost a second there. We've actually opened up a nice gap already. John Henry's jumped up to 4th on that first corner. Nice and smooth, tiptoe careful up there. And now we run down the backstretch to Kemmel straight. Front stretch, I should say. Front stretch. This straightaway here is we're going with. Hopefully they start doing the big slipstream battle back there to fight a little bit. Let me get away. Ian's actually gotten through for second place there, so swinging points for what will effectively become second place at the moment in the championship. 3 seconds already the gap, so just pretty much perfect start. I'd say it's a little bit cheesy, but I mean, we're off the last corner. We're coming to the start-finish line. Pace car. Already 4.5 seconds gap, so obviously they're battling back there. Defending is really hurting them, being able to kind of focus on me. This could turn into one of those boring races, I guess, if I don't botch it or anything, but at the same time, and I know that my brand myself was not totally unfounded, so wasn't a lucky lap or anything. I felt like we were okay. And tire heat should really only help us with being a little more confident, so 7 seconds already dropping completely, so they can even get to battling each other through here. We might have a really, really easy time of this, which works up here. Right around and hopefully a nice, easy, calm lap spot in the Formula 3 car. So I didn't press too terribly hard on that lap, just kind of, you know, as hard as was necessary. It was on laps up 2:16.5, so definitely on the pace. Feel good as I missed the source massively, but no problem. We'll just use that wider exit to drive off there, hopefully a little bit straight. Already 2 minutes down, just about 1/4 distance, so I get 9 laps even here. I'm looking at the timing sheet shakes out. Say 8 or 9. It's not, again, divulge too much into it, but 8 or 9 laps, let's say. So good race length, I think. Feel good about it. Opened up now almost 9 seconds, 8.5 or so. It fluctuates, obviously, with the straightaways and the toe, and strength and weaknesses of each of our cars. So still doing okay. Just hanging on. Very happy with my pace. Not expect this to be 100% off. I know I say that every time this car, although I'm moderately comfortable in it and believe in my skills and talents. It's not a car that I really enjoy too terribly much training. I enjoy driving. I don't enjoy some of the absolute clowns that race it and make it unfun. So if I could race a league with friends, season, that would be awesome. But easier said than done. Definitely a trickier car. I think that's why people get over their heads with it. So. A little bit different. Sorry. Better for that time. Again, downforce kind of other corners or even the edges a little bit. Downforce definitely keeps you in the zone. Over 9 seconds gap now. They're starting to spread out just a little bit. Front two still within tow range. John Henry's falling over Michael just a little bit. Careful in this last chicane, really easy to get in here too hot. Mess it up and lose a lot of time or spin out or anything. So we've been very, 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 very conservative. I gotta say very about 8 times there for chicane. So we could go in there and save another half a second or more, but just not necessary this time as we go almost down into the 2:15.5. So pick up that here. We'll source the previous lap. Very differently. And again, I could find a lot more time if you just said, okay, run 14 I could do it. But not necessary for this, where the penalty for making a mistake and going over the edge is worse than just kind of chilling at this pace, especially with the nice lead that we've established here. So keep that in mind when you say, oh, you're not driving that hard. Well, yeah, I suck in this car, I suck at this track. We're not trying to set lap records. That's not the point of it. So we a great first lap really helped us, and now we can just kind of manage that and chill a little bit. That's the advantage of winning. You kind of do your job on Saturday as it would be, and you get to enjoy the benefits of it somewhat here in the race. So. Here, the back starting to come around that turn in. They are starting to close down on us just a little bit, less than a second to lap, so it should be in the half a second. And that's much quicker in Q, so if they found 3 seconds from their Q pace and they catch it, so that they'd have to run, down to 2:14s, like I said, where you'd just be essentially. I don't anticipate that very much. Should just fine, nice, clean, cool air. Calm, not an issue in the world, so we're doing okay. Do about 100 to your slow check. Probably going to come up on the straight, not there, even though we did reach 150 right there. I assume the top speed on this track will come definitely on the back straightaway there. A little quicker, just marginally. Nothing drastic or noticeable. See if we can get a good exit here and see what our total top speed would be down this back straightaway-ish of sorts, type camel straight. Again, they made up a little bit of time there. Probably around half a second, maybe even 1 second. That's not going to be fast enough to catch here, so. I ran wide there looking at the F1 where our time was, so yes, going to be 9 laps in this race. 1X, not a problem, doesn't matter. There's 150. 151, so it might be aero limited to 151. We'll have to check where we're at before the Blanchimont corner on the backstretch and see how fast we're going through there. Ian has been caught again by Michael, so they're going to go back to battle for second place. Might cost them a little bit of time. It looks like they are around a second or so faster than I have been. So in the second lap again, they're not going to have the time coming to 4 laps to go. Going to have to make up nearly 2 seconds a lap. No drama. They're in the 240. Fine. probably a little bit draft assisted by whoever's following in line there of those front cars. Alright, we'll see what the top speed looks like here. Nice wide exit. Straight into the buggy out. I don't anticipate seeing more than that down to launching my corner, but who knows. Lose a little bit. Again, 151 there. So if it glitched into 154, 152 there, it's around the same apparently on the Kemmel Straight and the Larchmont exit there for the hairpin, or the chicane, excuse me. Getting tired forwards again, so everything pretty much under control here, not a problem. Still maintaining about a 1.5 gap, not a lot of gain that time. We were about less than a quarter of a second slower than our previous 2 laps on the last one, and a bit, so. Just a little bit to Ian, and almost kind of falling in the clutch of the 4th place John Henry. Nigel up to 5th, but he's about 4.5 seconds behind John in 4th, so. Those hiccups there, they are never fail in these races. I tell you, I talk too much. But definitely going to be at most a 3-way battle for second. Unless they all collectively catch me in that 4-way battle, but a lot of pressure being put on John Henry from behind there with that 4-second plus gap, so. As fun as it would be to be a real racing driver and have the opportunity to race a car like this around Spa, oh my god, would I be absolutely terrified so many things to go wrong. Just dangerous, but I'm definitely not simple or familiar enough to be able to try that shit hits the fan. So as cool as it would be even to like get a ride along, which you really do in open cockpit cars, it's the same thing. But I mean, definitely don't have the skill or balls, really bravery to do it around the track like this. I'm in the sim, perfectly comfortable, perfectly safe for the most part until the wheel breaks my wrists. But definitely couldn't do it in real life. I could go around America and track experience for me. You know, maybe I'll do that someday, a track day. That's Road America thing, but never be this. Not gonna be. I would not be able to do it. Not ability or talent wise. I back in a low level racing series, not a problem. I can be average. Best lap there apparently, but I definitely couldn't be a star. There's no way. I don't have it in me. So PB there, sub 14.5. Get to the final 3 laps of this race. Just about, maybe 2 laps. We'll see how it plays out. Based on when we get to the start finish line next time around, be right close on the money, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Still 7 seconds, not a problem for that gap. Still 4.5 seconds back behind Henry to Nigel. Top 10 ends with Dano, so Dale Jr. not in the top 10 here thus far in this race. This is going to be big for our points. It's going to make it a 7-point lead, which means you only got to finish 7th next time out at Nürburgring, which we should be able to do so far. At least up until these final lap and a half or 2 laps here. Spa finished the podium in all 4 races thus far, and looking to go that way again here. So 7th place, even if we make some minor mistakes, shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Just kind of chill a little bit, and when things go wrong a little bit, we've already had a recovery drive from Sebring down. 10th, we fell back. Definitely. Kind of gotta look out for injuries. So keep an eye on time periods. We're gonna get 1 or 2 more laps. We'll know before the chicane. Missed the downshift there just a little bit with the slide. We'll know before the chicane if it's going to give us the white flag or not, but we can kind of map out based on the timer whether or not we'll get one 30 seconds or now. So yeah, just going to be 2 more laps, excuse me here. Oh, I thought it was going to be 1 more lap. It's a 2-minute not 3 minutes 15. Definitely 2 more laps. Not going to be particularly close on that number. On coast there, as they're now under 6 seconds behind, give or take. Yeah, 4:09, 2 minute 15 laps. 2 laps to go here. Still sub 2:16. That's good. 6.5 second gap, not a problem. Again, now they're run like 2:12s to catch me, which won't happen even if they're down in the 13s. They're going to be a couple seconds off. So we're getting fans, big John Henry fans. Say Boston Red Sox, woo. But we're kind of hoping he can muster something up and run down Michael and grab that 3rd spot and give us another point at least towards him. So if Ian has some kind of issue, we really only have to finish 8th or 9th compared to where Michael's at. So that's going to be important to note. There we go, smooth through there. Again, trying to avoid curbs as much as possible. You can use them a little bit, but if you ever go over them like you would a sports car or something, or a V8 supercar, you really get yourself in trouble, so trying to not do that. Back down the hill for the final with the Bathurst on one of these schedules, but again, very dangerous track that, you know, we probably only had badly over and over again. Not a lot of cars you could race there. It makes sense like a V8 supercar, so that's fine. Down the on straight, just gonna dip under 6 seconds behind us here for this time, so that means left to run like sub 2:10 to get you. Just doing the math for you. So not gonna happen today unless we make a fairly significant mistake. Even a nice 1x off track running wide somewhere won't do it. Nice 1 second gas between all of them there. Nice equal spread. Braking for the chicane for the second to last time. We'll see the white flag here. A little bit of an oversteer kick there. It's a little bit too early, but not a problem again. Just lost about a second or so, nothing too terrible. Nice and smooth through the source for the final time. Get the final nice and straight, not like the first lap. Just start to see them back there in the mirror 5 seconds back. Nowhere near enough to give us any pressure. 5.5 seconds plus now for John Henry back to the second pack at 5th on back. Down Kemmel straight for the final time. See Alex Saunders a minute ahead of us. He's had some kind of issue running in 40th and last. 4.5 seconds is going to be the margin here as we head down towards the first chicane. Nice and easy roll through there. Smart and smooth. A little bit of curb on exit, down the hill. Gonna leave it in 3rd here as we head into No Name. And down towards the triple, quadruple, 5, 6, 7. Many apexes, very tricky to go on. Smooth. Couple more brake zones right here. There we go. Just one more brake zone into the chicane. All the way down. Still a 5 second gap. We can use all that to get back. Still evenly spaced around 1 second to each of them, and then the pack behind them you can see there. Launch them out one final time. And down the chicane, just a 4.5 second gap, no pressure behind. Back wins at number 3 on the season, coming right at the right time. We'll head to the finale with a 7-point championship lead. Just an excellent drive today. Couldn't ask for anything more. Just what we need at just the right time to come in. what we need to do. Take care of it. The qualifying lap and the start was definitely the key. They got back around 4 of those seconds that we pulled out right away, and getting out front definitely was to our advantage. So head up here. Car should be just fine. Make sure that we're still kind of in the way of them here. Get out of the way so they can go through the next choose. Michael can decide if he wants to. I'm sure they're programmed to run on the racing line. There you go. Third gear, nice and smooth. We gotta go all the way back around. That is the rough part about this track, is you gotta go all the way around to get the thing reset for your official results to go when we've had problems with that before. So we'll just toggle around here. Look at the scenery, look how nice everything looks. We'll take a look at the school that's down here at the bottom of the hill. Be all good. High school, of course, has been using the Tour de France, of course, down back before that back straightaway there down the Blanchimont. They've used that section before as rounds the Tour de France. I'm a big cycling fan, at least the Grand Tours. I don't watch too much other than the Grand Tours and obviously Olympics and stuff, the road race and the track team time trial, that type of stuff. But head on down here to Pouon again, see what the AI wants to do. Grant Reeve behind us. We'll stay out wide here in case he wants to just zip past. He does. 6th place for Grant today. Brian Rainville 7th. Dean Marsh 8th. Jason all the way back in 9th after a great run the last couple races. And Dano rounds out the top 10 here for us today. I don't know why we're going so slow all of a sudden, but fine. Apparently we're just going to stop there, so I'm going to run him over. Probably damage our front wing, but it's fine. I don't know why we're so slow after they came zipping past us for this whole cooldown lap. It's fine. School over there on the right. This is where they did the cycling exit over there on the left for the run down to the stage finish. Really cool, interesting part of the Tour de France there that they decided to do last year, maybe 2 years ago. Sometime for fun, so. Brian gonna go past us there and come on into pit road. Tricky pit road entry here, so we'll try not to go in side by side with anybody. Of course, the rain light's not necessary on the phone. Rain soon. Perhaps even before this has finished all recording this series, that would be kind of cool to have some rain races at the end. 30 miles an hour, which I believe is like 60K. I don't know, is that right? 60 kilometers. So of course we are back in box number 1 all the way down the far end of pit road. 5 races down and 1 more to go at the Nürburgring, so fun and interesting through these first handful of races, and just 1 more left, and then we're hopefully going to be moving on up. So it's looking pretty good so far. Victory by just over 4.4 seconds there from the competition behind. There go the results. All everybody should be all set. Back out of this, make sure we pull up our sponsor screen in the recording software. A little bit of a longer video, a little bit longer track, so again, looks weird. Start on the pole, won the race, great. So leading the points. 1 more race to go. We'll check out the actual point standings here. So yep, 7 points ahead of Ian, 8 points ahead of Michael heading into the final race. Our 3rd pole this season in 5 starts, 3 wins. It's been pretty easy going for a little bit. We've had a nice last 2 races, and now we'll head on to the finale at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit and try to wrap this puppy up with another championship. So thank you so much for Thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this today, make sure you go down below, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the action moving forwards. And it's really been enjoyable. So thank you all for allowing me to do this and stopping by and enjoying some good racing in a variety of cars and supporting me on this road to I don't know what to call this. So thank you so much as always. And until next time, bye.